I'm Allison Tandry here with my first installment of a new feature on our channel, Allison's Corner. In this series I am going to comment on my views about TROM, Scientology, share with you some of my history, and touch on other subjects of interest. Although I may throw in a nugget or two of wisdom about practicing TROM here and there, these presentations are not absolutely essential to studying the subject. If you are a card-carrying member of the Church of Scientology, this video is not for you. It's not my intention to persuade people away from their church or change their beliefs. I don't want to upset you or get you into trouble with the ethics officer for exploring other technologies or listening to criticisms about the church. So, if you're all chummy with the tech and the organization, click off on this video, and I wish you a joyful journey up the bridge. It's a common attitude amongst ex-Scientologists like myself that while they loved studying L. Ron Hubbard's technology, they did not care for the church. While my upsets have been more than I can count, the two activities of the church that bother me the most are the Golden Age of Tech and the Ideal Org program, as these two have ramifications that go beyond just me. While Golden Age of Tech claims to make the technology more accurate, and the Ideal Org project was intended to drive new public into organizations by the masses, neither of these so-called improvements has succeeded in their objectives. My 2 points I've just made can be proven quite easily to even the most die-hard, card-carrying, church-can-do-no-wrong kind of member. I'll start by asking, would you allow someone to audit you who's never drilled TR0 bull bait? Of course not. TR0 bull bait is one of the most important drills in Scientology. For the uninitiated, it's a drill where two people sit across from each other. One student must maintain their calm while the other student pushes their buttons. This can include telling jokes, insults, or any other kind of crazy behavior. The drill is completed when the student can calmly face the other student no matter what they do. Without proper context, this sounds strange to the outsider. But it's a vital part of Scientology technology. You don't want to be auditing someone and start cracking up laughing or otherwise lose your cool during session. This drill has been part of Scientology training for decades, and is well known in Scientology culture, even to the degree where a Scientologist, instead of saying, "just kidding," might say, "I was just bull baiting you." Recently, a friend who's enrolled on the Survival Rundown showed me his course pack. That drill is missing. The two policies, keeping Scientology working in technical degrades, not only weren't in the beginning of the pack, but were missing entirely. There's also a squirreled version of the course supervisor's code, which they call the instructor's code. If I were still a course supervisor working for the church, I would have walked out of the course room, never to return, and on my way out I would have advised my students to ask for their money back, because they paid for standard Scientology, but are in fact getting something else. I wouldn't bother writing a report to RTC. They are the ones who would supposedly have gone over these packs with a fine-tooth comb before they were released. And on further investigation, I found out that this course pack has remained uncorrected for over 5 years now. That's the current state of the churches maintaining the integrity of their own subject. So much for Golden Age of Tech. My second point, about the Ideal Org program, can be made even more easily, without even having to crack open any books to fact-check my claims. Just visit a Class 5 organization and note the staff-to-public ratio, and how the reception area, course rooms, and other places in the organization are a lot of empty space. Sure, you'll see plenty of staff members. The church recruits them with a vengeance, but where are all the public taking courses, receiving auditing, and buying books? A great many of them have gone home, and the church is still trying to recover those people. It's terribly obvious that the church is not expanding at a mad rate like they claim, and they do not have millions of members, if they ever did. My very generous estimate of the church's membership would be around 100,000. But no one in the International Association of Scientologists will ever give you a precise answer on membership numbers, even though at every one of their events they'll tell you that the strength of a group is in how many members it has. Another contradiction. If you've ever asked yourself, why are there so many contradictions in Scientology, I have an answer as a result of decades of pondering. Scientology has two main technologies: the technology for self-improvement, spiritual freedom, and all the how-to on benefiting the individual. This is normally referred to as red on white. The bulletins are written in red ink on white paper. These volumes of bulletins contain scientifically laid out methods of helping others. Then there's the other technology, the green on white. This is data on how the organization is run. This contains the exact procedures on how every division of a Scientology organization is supposed to operate. Now, while I will concede that the green on white does have some beneficial technologies that are laid out in a scientific, logical manner, green on white is not an absolute truth. There are many areas of this technology that are just decisions L. Ron Hubbard made on how the organization should be run. Decisions are not truths. And I am sorry to say, some of those decisions are pretty harsh ones. Yet Scientologists will hold these policies as sacred and inviolable. If I were to summarize the difference between these two technologies in one sentence, I would have to say that red on white is the technology on how to free people, and the green on white is the technology on how to control them. And I believe this is the fundamental contradiction in Scientology that doomed the church right from the start. I'm Allison Tandri. We are DIY Salvation. Don't just use your mind. Resolve it.